So guys, my plan is a bit thwarted at the minute. The river's rose and the bit of wood that I normally step across to get across is completely submerged underwater. I thought about climbing up on these branches and trying to climb down onto that tree and cross that way, but with my bag on my back, it's going to be difficult. I don't actually know another way to get into the woodlands. Look, it's dense through there. I mean, it's all just dense here. It's difficult. Anyway, I'll get back to you on that one, I think. So yeah, I'm up in the tree. I really hope this doesn't snap. That's all I can say. So the bag's on the other side, but I'm still not, and the bag's landed where I want to jump to. Made it. So let's get across that. That's hawthorn, full of spikes, as you know, thorns obviously. And then literally I was up in that tree. I managed to get across. I'm glad that's done. I'm not looking forward to getting across it on the way back, mind you, but at least I can just jump from here. It'd be easier to jump onto there. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, but easier than what I just done. So after a lot of hiking around this woods, trying to find a decent place to set up camp, there's a lot of fences in this woods, fences and small dikes and streams that sort of, you have to go with them. You can't just walk off in any direction. But I've ended up where I was last time, and that wasn't through choice of thinking I'll just go back to where I was last time. I literally got to a point, looked around, I thought, yeah, this is a good place. So I sort of looked to my left and see all the firewood that I cut up last time that's just been left there. So, which is just behind me here. So it was a good choice last time, really. I said I'd be making natural shelter here. So I've cooled down now. Went for a bit of a walk without all my kit on, sort of looking just to make sure I was definitely in the right place for my shelter, and I found this tree root formation. I thought I can use this. The ground's like terribly uneven underneath it, so it'll all need evening up. But if I can just get a flat spot, I can sort of have my fire down there somewhere. This will act as a windbreak for the fire. And I know the wind it's not coming in completely behind it, but it's somewhat in that direction. Just to give me a bit of protection. I've got a lot of natural shelter here. There's, again, a lot of downed wood. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do something here, but to start with, I've only got a litre of water, so I need to think about if I'm going to do a gypsy well, which is the plan, digging that first because it needs time to fill up, and then I'm going to empty it and then let it fill up again just to get less sediment in it. So, yeah. So there you go. It's filling up with water now. It's dirty water, but what you do is I'll fill that up and then empty it and then let it fill up again. But that is a lot cleaner than drinking out of that. So what I think I see people making, I think they're making a mistake personally, is that when they make these type of shelters, they have all the upstands sticking out at the top of the shelter. If you do that and it rains, the water's just going to run down inside it, go underneath it, start dripping in. So that's why all mine are level to the top. Just thought I'd point that out. So that's one side nearly done. I will put a bit more on this. You can't really put too much on. You can see there's, compared to the other side, there's actually, this is a good angle to see where it needs more. Just down this little area here, it probably needs a bit more. There must be a good 6 inches on there at least. Moss on the top part to act as a bit of a what do you call it, ridge. So yeah, the reason I put the bracken on after the sticks is to act as like a bit of a mesh to catch the rest of it, so they don't all fall in the gaps. It's just, that's like the most logical way to do it. So yeah, nearly got one side done. I just want to show you this water. I always have to try and pronounce my T's when I'm on camera because I feel like a right chav. But I just want to show you this water, mate. I know it's really hard to see from there because of the reflection, but you can see into the water a bit now, where you couldn't before. So it is running clearer. I'm going to empty it again because it's filling up quite quick. So I might do it like 3 or 4 times, just the more times the better, just to allow any sediment to sink to the bottom, and then when you empty it out, try not to disturb it too much. Alright, I'm going to have a little break now because I'm getting a bit knackered. So I'll have a quick half hour, I'll empty that water out and have a quick half-hour break and then get on with the other side, and then probably chuck a load more on both sides. I want this to be waterproof. There's no point in setting up a shelter in this time of year if it's not going to at least be like as waterproof as you can get. You might as well just take a tarp and set a tarp up, because I'll just use nothing if it's not waterproof. But there you go, I got something in my eye, sorry. The camera, like, you can't see down the end where it's so dark, but the camera's telling lies. There should be enough browse on there to keep me dry. You can see how much is on top of it on the ridge pole. Loads. Howdy. So it's getting to that time of day where I need to start thinking about firewood. This. I'm hoping in the bottom of that there's going to be a load of fat wood. Nice and wobbly. Quite surprised about that. There's another one over there. Obviously the tree snapped off before the resin's got time to run down into it. This one. Bloody hell. Can't really see it on there, it's quite dark.
Ow!
Easier in the spring to do this. Wood dries out so much in the winter, it becomes really brittle. Might just be able to get that with another bit of a bend or another break. The shoe fits, wear it. Oh, mate. But Jesus. Probably one of the worst weathers you've ever seen. But it's going to work. Apart from it's too long. It doesn't really work very well in the winter at all. Mind you, the bit that's going to be on the bend is actually right where it's twisted good. Come on. Come on. Come on. That will do it. Yeah, that's a lot easier to do in the spring. It doesn't really work very well in the winter at all, but it's going to work. it's time to get this fire going. I needed to boil my water and cook my dinner. I haven't eaten today. Got about half hour light left, it's probably about 3:30ish. Looking at the sun, it's probably about a half hour doing the old finger trick. Every finger's 15 minutes in between the sun and the horizon. So yeah, definitely time to get the fire going. Chill out for a bit. I haven't stopped today, literally non-stop. But I said I'm hoping if I pump the ferro rod into this, that'll get me going. I've got some birch bark and fat wood, like sort of mixture in my pocket, just to sort of make it more established, because that'll burn quick. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, hoping with a bit of persistence this bracken will go. But I'm going to fluff it up a bit in the middle. That's all the good stuff. The reason I'm doing this is just to give it a little bit of heat. Maybe just enough, just to give it, you just don't know, you might just be that, just enough. So, pump it into there. I'll be surprised if this doesn't go eventually now. Oh, look at that. It's burning the wrong way, it's burning away from it. Sometimes you just got to regroup, haven't you? You just got to think, oh, I'll mess that up. I mean, I was banging my head against the wall for quite some time there, and I knew it. That's still not great. Get in there, get in there. Just holding it up and letting the air get in. If you want any advice from me on firelighting. I can eat. I've got water. Oh God, thank God for that. So I've got my gypsy well water on the boil. It's quite murky still, but at least it's had all the particulates taken out of it. So it's 100 times better than what it was. The murkiness is probably just tannins that have seeped through in the water. Just have to see what it's like. It's all I've got. Should be fine. You can't expect Evian from a gypsy well, but simple as that. Oh. So it's definitely time for something to eat. I haven't eaten all day. I have to start with the apple, I think. But I have got this. My knife's not as sharp as it was, that's for sure. A nice roasting joint of beef, which should just fit in the billy can. Let's get that in there. Turn her up to about 200. Chart as it goes. Mind you, I should just wait for the embers really, but I'll leave it up there to start with. Well, I'll chop on my apple. So my beef's on, roasting. Got a little fire on top of it. Probably a bit hot at the minute, but when it all goes down to embers, I can let that sit there a while longer. The flames are a lot more fierce in the camera than what they actually are. But can't wait. Absolutely starving. She looks done to me. We'll see. Can have it rare anyway, whatever. I prefer it like that, but it's getting still a bit pink in the middle. Absolutely perfect for me. Happy days. I think I'll enjoy this very much. Crispy on the outside, pink on the middle. That's campfire cooking for you. Perfect. So it turns out I can get my camera tripod down here. It is flat enough, just about. Tell you what, my back's killing me. But I've got my water here, still warm. It's been cooling down for over an hour, but it's still a little bit warm. Spiders literally everywhere, little baby spiders. The taste is completely neutral, just like warm water. Great success! Till I start sharting everywhere. Yeah, I can just relax now. Dinner's done. Still got beef left if I want some later. I've got some beef for breakfast. Everything's done for the night, for the day. It's a lot to do in a day, in the winter. You've got to get it all done before dark. It's a bit of a rush really, the whole thing, because obviously it don't get light till what, 8 o'clock. You've got an 8-hour window to get everything done. You've got to get there as well, sort of thing. There's no way I've been able to cross that river in the dark, that's for sure. I just thought I'd show people this technique that I've sort of come up with for having a wash. When you've only got a bit of water, you end up pouring it everywhere. If you try and pour it into your hands, like literally at least 3/4 of it goes on the floor, which isn't any good obviously. So some people might find this a bit vile, but it is what it is, and it's much better way of doing it. And then this is another use for a shemagh. Just dry yourself off with your shemagh. You can dry that out then. And put it back on around your neck without it being damp. As natural shelters is dirty work, so is actually being in them. I've got about 10 trillion little baby spiders in there. I'm not particularly bothered about them. So the dust dropping on your head all the time, isn't it? You get used to it. So now I'll just hang this up near the fire. So it's about 9 o'clock, guys, and I've been staring at the fire for some quite considerable time now. 5 hours to be exact. So I'm going to turn it in. I did just have a lay down a minute ago, and yeah, I don't feel like I might be able to get away with no sleeping bag. My top half of my body's lovely and warm anyway, put it that way. It is so much better sleeping without a sleeping bag, I think. I find them so restricted. I prefer to sleep in my clothes. I know it's probably not as hygienic, but it's a lot more amicable. Anyway guys, I shall see you in the morning. Morning guys. Just brushing my teeth. It got cold last night, it's cold this morning, very, very damp and cold. Clear sky. And yeah, I reckon it probably got down to about 2 last night, maybe even a little bit lower. But I was in that sleeping bag. Yeah, definitely got in the sleeping bag. They said it was going to be like 5 degrees last night. Now since I've woke up, I've been awake for about 10, maybe maximum 15 minutes, and my hands are going numb already. So it got a lot colder than that. Well, it's a lot colder than that now anyway. Yeah, sleeping bag kept me warm. Stripped off, got in the sleeping bag. I'm always tossing and turning with my shoulders. I need a sleeping pad that doesn't, I don't know, it's got a bit more give in it. I don't know. It's like my shoulders ache so much. I'm just constantly tossing and turning. My hips a little bit as well. There's hardly, I mean, I let the sleeping pad down quite a lot because I let it blown up quite hard. It's better to do it that way around and try and blow it up at night. But yeah, slept alright. Feel refreshed. I was dreaming when I was asleep. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting another fire going just to warm up a bit before I go. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. See, when I made the fire yesterday, I really struggled. If I'd have just walked the other way, I'd have found a really heavily peeling birch tree, which I'm going to use now. This ferro rod is needs a bit of attention. Still damp, especially with damp that we had last night. That was a lot easier than yesterday. Not having a big fire, just having a quick small one to warm my hands up.